We are letting people in now, right?
Yep, here we go.
Cool. We are letting people in now, right?
Yep, here we go.
Cool.
Hi, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started now. Hello, and welcome to this year's 2021 US TCCA Virtual Leadership Conference. On behalf of the planning team, I'd like to express my gratitude for your attendance and participation. We're so excited to have you all here today over the next 3 days. To start off, we would like to calm our minds and pay our respect in the form of 3 vows. In Buddhist communities, vows are used to show our utmost and sincere gratitude and respect for others, recognizing them as teachers, as mentors, and as guides. In Tzu Chi, these teachers include the Buddha and Venerable Dharma Master Cheng Yen, Tzu Chi's founder. And I'm sure in your own lives, you can recognize the many individuals in your Tzu Chi journeys that have served as your teachers and your guides, whether they be your advisors, whether they be your peers, your friends, or your classmates. So now let us pay our respect with 3 sincere vows. Please feel free to show your respect in a different manner or tradition. Now, if you could all please rise and place your palms together. First bow, second bow, third bow. Thank you, and please be seated. Tzu Chi brings together folks from all walks of life to inspire each other to volunteer with compassion and serve those in need. Let's celebrate our collective aspiration and action with the Tzu Chi Anthem. And let's not forget about our very own Tzu Chi Anthem for all our Tzu Chi who are joining here today. The Tzu Chi Anthem reminds all Tzu Chi and all of us of our purpose and responsibilities as Tzu Chi and Tzu Chi leaders. If you know the lyrics, please sing along. And of course, if you know the sign language, you are happy, feel free to sign along as well.
Under the sun on this great land profound wisdom and fulfill the value of life. Through the practice of wisdom, carry on the mission of good, and through the practice of kindness, carry on the mission of Under the sun on this great land, we bring Dharma to the whole world through love and compassion. We share the light of our hearts. Respect alike, practice kindness with great joy and selfless giving. Nurture profound wisdom and fulfill the value of life. Through the practice of wisdom, carry on the mission of good, and through the practice of kindness, carry on the mission of Breakout.
Steve, you're muted.
Thanks. You can't have a Zoom conference without being muted. Thank you again and welcome. To start off, I'm going to introduce myself real quick. My name is Steve Chen. I'm a Tzu alumnus in the greater Washington, D.C. region. I completed my undergraduate studies at the University of Maryland, so go Terps, and my graduate studies at Emory University, go Eagles, in Atlanta, Georgia. I have the immense privilege of helping to lead this year's TCCA Leadership Conference planning, and will be serving as the MC and lead attendee for this switching track during the next 3 days. We're going to talk a little bit about the multiple tracks that we have in a bit. But for those who are staying with the switching track, you will see me many times. I'm really excited to take you on this journey through all our prepared conference classes, and hope that you will find them engaging, enlightening, and inspiring, and most importantly, helpful as you begin or as you continue on your Tzu or Tzu journeys. To begin, I want to first recognize our 4 conference advisors that have served as steadfast and wise mentors for the planning team. First, we have Han Huang Sibo, who currently serves as the Executive Vice President and was previously the CEO of Tzu USA. Next, we have Nancy Sigu, who serves as the TCCA Chapter Advisor for the University of California, Davis, and also as the Regional Advisor for the Northwest region. Then we have Jack Fan, who currently serves as the TCCA Chapter Advisor for the University of Texas at Austin. And lastly, we have Iham Bao, who currently serves as the Youth Engagement Officer for Tzu USA. I want to thank them for their support of this conference and their guidance throughout this planning. At each TCCA Leadership Conference, we hope that you all are all able to engage and grow in a welcoming space. We hope that over the next 3 days, you are able to use the conference to do 3 main things. One is to learn more about Tzu and its foundational principles and values. 2 is to connect and network with other teaching and young professional leaders from across the country. And 3, to develop your personal, spiritual, and professional skills. This year's conference theme is May we learn grand lessons and benefit all beings. May we do good and bring harmony to the world. The theme comes from Venerable Dharma Master Cheng Yen, Tzu Chi's founders, 2 phrases she shared with all Tzu Chi volunteers at the start of the year. The theme is a reminder that witnessing the devastation caused by the pandemic, we can awaken and learn its larger life lessons. These include but are not limited to 1, the impermanence of life, 2, the need to realize and act and repent for past actions that have negatively affected those around us, 3, the importance of daily sincerity, gratitude, and kindness, 4, the interconnectedness between us and the natural environment, and the role of vegetarianism and ethical eating. And lastly, the importance of committing to serving others, improving oneself, and walking the Bodhisattva path. In line with the theme, this year's slogan is learning from the past, creating a better future. All the conference classes will allow us to reflect on and learn from our previous Tzu Chi and life experiences, cherish our present affinity together, and learn important skills and ideas to create a shared, inspiring future for us together. This year, for the first time ever, we have separate but concurrent tracks for Tzu Chi and young professionals, or Tzu Chi alumni, to support to support all of our personal growth and chapter development. We also have additional classes for our Tzu Chi chapter advisors to support their accompaniment of young leaders in Tzu Chi. I'm going to now briefly share about the Tzu Chi track and then turn it to Jack to share about the young professionals track, and then Nancy Sigu to share about the advisor track. This year, we have 56 Tzu Chi registered from 22 chapters attending the Tzu Chi track specifically. Included here are 14 chapter presidents or co-presidents and countless other executive board members and officers. The Tzu Chi track curriculum is split into 2 main themes based on the slogan. On Saturday, we will have a set of classes to deepen our connection with ourselves, with Tzu Chi, and with Tzu Chi. We will reflect on what it means to be a volunteer with this organization and with Tzu Chi, and how we can use that knowledge to inspire and act as leaders in today's turbulent world. On Sunday, we will have classes that will hone the specific skills needed to be a successful TCCA chapter leader. We will practice, brainstorm, and collaborate together, all to provide the foundation and inspiration for the upcoming academic year. I want to right now briefly recognize all the people who have worked so hard behind the scenes to develop the curriculum. I'll introduce them in alphabetical order. So if when I call their name, if they could wave hi and let everyone know who they are. So first is Alan Tien from Texas A&M. Next, we have Amber Lee from the University of California, Berkeley. Next, we have Brian Shao from the University of Texas at Austin. Evelyn Cheng from the University of Washington. Grant Joe from the University of Maryland. Jen Sailing from the University of Texas at Austin. Marilyn Kung from the University of California, Davis. Roger Chow from the University of California, San Diego. Nicole Cheng from Bentley University. And then we also have 3 wonderful Tzu Chi who have spearheaded all our digital engagement efforts. So if you've interacted with any posts on Facebook, Discord, or Instagram, this is their creation and creativity. And these are Jamie Chen from Sarah Lawrence College, Estella Wong from the University of California, Berkeley, and Selena Wong from the University of California, Berkeley. Thank you to all for all their work over the past few months to make this conference possible. I'm now going to turn it over to Jack to speak about the Alumni Track. Jack?
Hello, everyone. So glad to see all of you online here. And first time this year, we are proposing a Alumni Track that will go concurrent to the TCCA track. But first, let me introduce the curriculum team members that work hard in creating this. First, I have Stephanie Shao from the greater DC area. Then we have Michael Aranda coming from the headquarter region, and Annie Chow from the Midwest region. Now, these are all alumni, so they may not be present at the moment as they may have work, but you will be seeing them throughout the conference. And next, we'll have Dennis Lee from the Midwest region, also Katie Lin in the Northwest region. Steve Chen is also on the alumni curriculum team, so he has many roles to fulfill. And yours truly, myself, from the Southern region. So this is just a quick alumni track overview of all the classes. We'll start with Unity, Harmony, Mutual Love, and Concerted Effort, which is exploratory look into the city's 4-in-1 structure. Then tomorrow, we have a breakout with alumni so we can share our journeys as a young professional in the Tzu Chi family. On Sunday, we'll have Walking the Lotus Sutra, which will unveil the meanings behind Tzu Chi's footprints around the world. And these are courses designed to celebrate our Dharma affinities, what brought us here together and what will bring us together in the future. As we prepare for the future, we'll talk about life, career, and Tzu Chi as we discuss situations where our Tzu Chi values meets the real world challenges, as well as discussing a support network where we can share guidance and building relationship to other like-minded, like-age individuals across the nation. And finally, we'll find ways for a national collaboration in the supplemental projects. All right, back to you, Steve.
Thanks, Jack. And I'm now going to pass it over to Nancy Sugu to talk about the advisor track.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you online. And this year we add advisors track with the conference. And let me introduce 4 of our advisors in this team. From left will be Echo Sugu from Northeast region, and Yihan from headquarters, and Trisha, our old-time friend. Currently, actually, she is in Taiwan, but tomorrow she will get online to meet with you all. And the person at the right is me, myself. And we are working very hard to try to get this year's advisors classes with 4 very wonderful classes. The first one and second one will be tomorrow. First one is my affinity with young leaders. The class will share touching stories from all the experienced advisors. And the second class, family time with masters in Jinse Board. We are very honored. This year we have invited 2 masters, De Yuan Sifu and De Xiu Shifu, to give us and share with their wisdoms with us, and also kind of give us what master's expectation for U.S. Tzu Chi development, as well as Tzu Chi advisors' role and their responsibilities. And Sunday, we also have 2 classes. One is executive dialogue with Tzu Chi advisors. This class, because we are going to share about U.S. events, as well as our advisors' challenges. So this class will be just for U.S. attendee only. The 4th class, how to accompany Tzu Chi, is to discussing good communication and strong support among Tzu Chi alumni and advisor to create good relationship and bonding. This all for advisor class this year. Back to Steve.
Thank you, Nancy Sugu. Both the advisor and the alumni track all sound wonderful. I always feel a bit sad that I have to stick with the Tzu Chi track, which is also wonderful. I can't simultaneously attend all 3 tracks. But the good thing is this year, all the conference tracks are live streamed and will be recorded on YouTube. And so more information about that in a bit. So moving on. So I'd like to now invite a couple of distinguished speakers to share a few words. First, we have Venerable Dharma Master Cheng Yen, the founder of Tzu We'll be watching a video of her remarks to Tzu volunteers probably a month or two ago. And in the video, she speaks a little bit about the mission and the responsibility of Tzu volunteers during this pandemic, during this time, and what she hopes Tzu volunteers can learn as we reflect back on the past year in the pandemic. So let's take a listen.
现在此刻面对了这一大波，也是世纪性的疫情，有许许多多啦心灵的牵挂，很多的担心、忧虑、烦恼，的确难以言喻呀。最近的每一天的8点，就会在我们的医疗体系都来汇报，那也很感恩呐。现在所需要的，不只是慈济系统做的，也要承担起来。我们社会啊，任何一个地方需要慈济的来投入协助。我也很感恩所有的慈济人，人人呐，都是承担起了现在天降以大任以斯人呀，每一个人呐，都听懂师父的话，大家都有尽那一分的心力啦，要承担，要投入，要付出，而且呢，那一种大家总是那样诚恳。看到了，现在师父就说了，非人能挡，唯有呢，以戒圣虔诚，持斋戒杀。要戒圣，戒呢，就是要对于自己好好的检讨了过去什么样的行为，如何的贪求等等。这一波不只是慈济人需要，整个社会人人都需要。因为呢，大哉教义呀，这一波呢是为天下而警惕而教育，所以这一波的教育啊， 要如何学习？第一步最重要，先要培养出了爱心，那一份爱的完整，总是呢，爱惜天下一切万物，要如何保护人类健康平安，同时也要呢，这爱心啊，关怀到了万物、动物、生命。人间呢，在这样空前未有的全球覆盖的这样的疫情，现在是200多个国家都有，所以呢，铺天盖地呀。我们呢，在这个时候，可以呢，尽我们的心力，给人间呐，当个有被需要的、有用的这样的团体。团体是人合起来的，没有人就没有团体，没有团体呢，就没有人的力量，在这样最需要的时刻，去尽这份心，这就是人间、空间、时间。人与人之间，所以这么开阔的空间，我们可以把它拉近了。人与人之间呢，我们都是尽心力铺陈大爱，拉长情，这都不是不可能啊！时日已过啊，请大家呢要时时多用心啊，感恩啊！全球的慈济人、菩萨呢，应该是超过万人啦，请大家都能听到啦这一份的精神，人人把握利用生命的价值，有付出才有价值，无用生命的付出，那就无价值哈！大家多用心啊！
Thank you, Venerable Dharma Master Cheng Yen, for your remarks. I think we can all reflect on all our activities this past year during this pandemic, and think about how we can further commit ourselves, as Master shared, to developing inclusive love, to developing great love, and continuing to serve those in need. So now I'm going to turn it over to Brother Jackson Chen, CEO of TCCA USA, to give some opening remarks. Jackson, Sibuo.
Thank you, Steve. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon or evening. I appreciate the opportunity to speak in front of you all and welcome you to this year's US TCCA Virtual Leadership Conference. It's very rare for so many Tzu-Ching and young professionals from across the country to be gathered together. So I'm thankful for this affinity to share. I also want to recognize the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and hope that you and your loved ones are healthy during those uncertain times. I want to thank for the printing team. I heard a lot about a couple of minutes ago about your work over the last couple of months to prepare this conference. And I'm excited to hear what you have planned for all of you. This year is the first time the conference will have separate tracks and classes for the Tzu-Ching young professionals and the Tzu-Ching alumni and the Tzu-Ching advisors. I am pleased with this new development and fully believe that the tailored class structure will allow you better connect with each other and further your Tzu Chi journey. Everyone here is an important member of our big family. We are here because we wanted to serve those in need. We wanted to act on our kindness and compassion to relieve suffering in our local community and around the world. We are also here to learn from, be present with, and care for each other. We want to deepen our connections with core principles such as gratitude, respect, and love to find the sense of the family and bond with other people who provide love and care for each other and the community they live in. And we also, as the leaders are your Tzu Chi chapters, leaders within your local Tzu Chi office and branches, leader in your community and workplace. You deserve as a role model and have the potential and ability to lay the groundwork and build Tzu Chi and the Tzu Chi in your respective communities. I hope this conference will allow you to deepen your understanding and the roots with the Tzu Chi and the Tzu Chi's value, and further commit you to walk the Tzu Chi pace. Our Sigu Sibo are here to accompany and support you in your journey. To conclude, I'm amazed that over 100 attendees are gathered here together over the next 3 days. I hope that each one of you will enjoy the conference. Bring what you learned from the conference back to your local chapters and community, and inspire more of your peers to volunteer with us. The most important, I hope that you will use the different conference classes to find meaning in your personal lives and in Tzu Chi, and to recognize how the two are connected. Well, thank you for the opportunity to sharing with you, and please enjoy the conference. 感恩.
感恩 Jackson Subuo. Thank you, Jackson Subuo, for your remarks. I'm sure over the next few days, we'll see many examples of how Tzu Chi and how our young professionals are sowing the seeds of love in our various communities and campuses, and how we can learn from each other and how we can learn from the classes to do our work even better. As I conclude this conference opening, I want to now take a moment to share a few conference reminders. First is that we encourage and invite you to turn on your camera. I know many of your cameras are currently off, so I would encourage you to flip the switch on. We love to see your face. We love to see your uniform. And most importantly, I think by turning your camera on will help facilitate the discussions and the activities that we have. In some of our classes, we may use the Breakout Rooms feature. I know many of you are Zoom experts now, but the Breakout Rooms functions to create smaller groups for us to share about specific topics or tackle specific issues. So when you're in these spaces, feel free to not only turn your camera on, but also turn your microphone on so that the small group can see your face as well as your voice. Please also share your thoughts and reactions in the chat using the chat feature as well as using Zoom's emoji reaction feature. We love to hear your live feedback and perspective as our classes are going. In addition, every day of conference, we want you to rename yourself using the following format. So if you're a Tzu Chi, the format is your preferred name and then in parentheses, your school or chapter. So my name is Steve Chen and my school chapter that I affiliate with is the University of Maryland. If you just plug in what school or chapter you're in that parentheses. If you're a young professional or a Tzu Chi alumni or you're attending that track, the format we're using is preferred name and then parentheses Tzu Chi region. So an example is Jack Fan in the parentheses, he's from the southern region. Also pay attention if you're a young professional track, we want you to include a dot or a period before your preferred name. This will help us sort as we put you in the right group and as we create breakout sessions. If you need help, don't worry, just holler. All our planning team is available to help you rename yourself to the correct format. Next, we also have Zoom virtual backgrounds for you to use. So please feel free to download the Zoom background image at the above link. So it's TCCA 2021.card.co, and card has 2 R's. And you'll see a link to the virtual background. And the link has also been posted in the chat. If you need help, again, just please ask, and we will be sure to have someone help you. And lastly, a couple of final reminders. First, we are recording and streaming the conference live on YouTube at bit.ly/2021TCCA. This way, other Tzu Chi family members can join and listen to our conference classes and discussions. And if you are unable to attend any of the conference classes or part of the conference because of a pre-existing commitment or something else you need to do, you can feel free to watch the recording at your own time. We'll keep the recordings of conference up for a couple of weeks after conference so that you can go back to refer to some of the discussions or to rewatch it if you missed it. Second, we encourage you to treat this conference as a professional affair. We really hope that you can learn something from the conference. And to do so, you must on your end be present, engaged, and active. And our discussions are designed to elicit your reflections and your perspectives in those breakout sessions. And we want you to be engaged in those. And lastly, we want to remind you that you are in uniform. So please be mindful of your actions and any of the relevant Tzu Chi principles and policies associated with it. Before I close, I would like to share and make sure everyone has followed us on social media. If you haven't already, please like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at Tzu Chi USA. That's the Tzu Chi USA Facebook pages, and Tzu Chi YL, and that's the Tzu Chi Young Leaders Facebook and Instagram. Both kind of pages and both Instagram accounts will be posting updates about conference. And so please be sure to engage with us there. So this concludes our conference opening. Thank you again for attending this year's conference. We're incredibly excited to share with you what we have planned over the next 3 days. So let's get started. I'm now going to turn it over to my friend, Brian Xiao, who will share with you what's next. Brian?
Hey everyone. So to kick off the conference, we're going to be starting off with an icebreaker. Our icebreaker is just going to be a quick way to get to know some of your fellow attendees. So in a few minutes here, we will separate into breakout rooms where a facilitator will guide you through quick introductory questions, some questions on your background in TC, and then a couple of fun questions that you'll do on the Zoom whiteboard. So Alan, whenever you're ready, we can go into the breakout room.
Cool, it should have opened up.
I don't think I got a little button.
That's okay.
fine.
That means you are going to be here in the main room with us. So hello, everyone. It is so, I'm so happy to see you all. Yes.
Real quick, Jamie, are you able to hop into room 11? I think she's trying. Great, awesome, thank you. All right, sorry, Steve.
Okay, no worries. All right, so we have around probably like 15 minutes for this activity. And this activity, we're going to use this Zoom whiteboard feature. So if you haven't used it already, I'm going to open up the whiteboard now. And you should be able to go in and write things. Let me see if it works. Yes, it does work. And you can write things and type things, and Alan will help me here as an example. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask a question, and if you all could write out your answers on some location in the board, and then we'll go around and share. Does that make sense for everyone? Okay, I'm hearing nothing, so I'm gonna say that means yes. All right, so the first question, and so just pick a section on the screen, is if you could write your full name, what chapter or region you're from, your year if you're in college, and then if you're in college or if you were in college, what major you are currently pursuing, you want to pursue, you did pursue. If you are an alumni like me or like Michael, well, maybe put our occupation or something like that, something more relevant. So just find your little corner and go at it. I'll give everyone like 3 minutes. And you can type, you can write, do whatever you want.
I can't seem to get anything on the board. I don't know if I need to click on something in order to write.
So you should be able to, if you hit under view options on the top, where it says you are viewing Steve Chen's screen, you hit view options and you hit annotate.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Got it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start calling on people to share. If you're still working on it, keep working, there's no rush. So I'll introduce myself first and I'm gonna popcorn it over to someone else. So my name is Steve Chen again. You have heard me talk for the past hour or so. I graduated from University of Maryland in 2017. I am a very proud Terrapin. If you don't know what a Terrapin or a Terp is, it's the meanest turtle you've ever seen. So feel free to Google it. I will ingrain the image in your head. And I work in healthcare, doing healthcare policy and healthcare strategy development. So that is about me. I'm going to pass it over to my good friend, Alan.
Hi, my name is Alan, and I'm from the southern region, Texas. I recently graduated. In fact, this morning was my commencement ceremony. Recently graduated from Texas A&M University with a master's in visualization. And that's basically like arts meets technology. I do a lot of like animated programming, I guess. Programming, I don't know. But yes, I'm currently unemployed, gonna start looking for a job. Should I popcorn, Steve?
Yeah, why don't you popcorn it to someone that someone's done with their little thing.
Cool. I'm gonna popcorn to some really impressive handwriting. Anandita?
Hi, so as disclosure, I do have a stylus, so that's why my handwriting.
Oh, I see.
So it's not because
we should have told everyone to bring that.
Yeah. So I'm also from University of Maryland, like Steve. I'm a rising senior, and my major is environmental health policy. And I attempted to draw a turtle, but I don't know if it looks like a turtle.
Definitely. Sorry, really quick. I've never heard the terminology before rising senior. Does that mean you're a junior about to become a senior or senior graduating? Or...
Rising senior means I'm going to go into my senior year. So I'm class of 2022.
Gotcha. Cool.
And Anna, do you want to popcorn it over to someone else?
Oh yeah. I guess I'll popcorn it over to, is it Elisa or Eliza?
Lisa.
Okay.
So hi everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm from the Eastern Canada region. I'm actually from Canada, near Toronto, and I'm studying at McMaster University. I'm going into my 4th year and I study kinesiology.
Well, it's so great to meet you. Do you want to popcorn it to someone else?
To Christine?
Hi, my name's Christine, and whoa, and I go to University of Washington, and I'm in the class 2024, and my major is psychology, and I'm part of the Northwest region. Yeah, nice to meet you all. I will popcorn it to, is it two or how would you pronounce? Sorry.
Yeah, it's correct. My name is Tu, and I'm studying in Cypress College, and my major is account. I'm a freshman, and I will transfer to CSU Long Beach for 2023. And our popcorn Elisado. Is that Elisa right?
Oh, I went already.
No tag backs.
Last person, so I'll just go. So hi everyone, I'm Rafferty Chen. I currently go to UCI. I'm a senior, so going to my 4th year, and I'm studying computer science. So.
Nice. Nice to meet you, Rafferty. And I think, Michael, have you introduced yourself yet or no?
No, he said last person. I think we're done.
Oh yeah.
I don't count. You're sharp. I thought I got away with it. I'm Michael. Hi, everyone. I'm in San Diego right now. I stayed here after graduating from UCSD in 2012. So way before some of you even got into college, I was out of it. I was a CS major, and I'm currently a software engineer. And I'm also currently a co-advisor for the UCSD Cheng chapter. And looking forward to this year. We have 3 officers in our club, and we're looking to really go hard this year and recruit and do our best. So I'm looking forward to it. And nice to meet everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Michael. I've known you, I feel like I've known you for a while, and you've been in San Diego for all the time I've known you. I don't know where you were before. Or did you grow up there or no?
No, I've always been in California, but I was born in San Francisco, went to basically LA for high school, and then I came down to San Diego for college. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's true. I feel like I know you so well. We've seen each other online so much, but never met in person.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the time will come sometime. So I know folks are coming back, so I'm gonna clear the whiteboard and greet everyone who's coming back.
Roger. Hey. Roger.
Oh my God.
You whispered, no one hears us, right?
Oh, I think everyone's here.
Okay. Shh.
All right, is everyone here? Are we missing anyone? All right, if we're not, then let me share my screen. Give me a second. So we hope that you all really enjoyed that very, very short activity I know the time is running short, but hopefully you got to know and got to meet some of the other folks that are here at conference, whether they're in the teaching track or whether they're in the alumni track. You got to see some faces and make some connections. Hopefully those connections are just the start of a connection that will last through conference, a connection that will last post-conference, and hopefully throughout your kind of CG journey. And so with that, we're going to take a quick break, but as you take the break, I want to announce a couple of things. The first is that the alumni track, if you're on the young professionals track, you all are now going to jump onto a different Zoom link now. You all have a separate class prepared for you. So please take a note there. If you're staying on the teaching track, then we have an activity planned for you. And I'm going to turn it over to Marilyn to talk a little bit about what this pre-class activity entails. Some of you may have already done it, but if you haven't, now is the time to do it. So Marilyn?
Thanks, Steve. Hi, everyone. So when we come back from our break, we'll be diving deeper into your personality type in the class, Inside Out, Understanding What Makes You You. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and take the 16 personalities test. We just put that in the chat. So you'll be sharing your type as well as some strengths and weaknesses in the breakout room. So go ahead and if you want, you can learn more about your result with the links that we put in the chat. So we're looking forward to hearing your discussions, and yeah, back to you, Steve.
Thanks, Marilyn. So again, if you're on the alumni track, you're hopping over to a different Zoom link now. If you're staying on the teaching track, please, if you haven't already, take the 16 personalities test. Take note of your answer, and we'll dive deeper into those test results in a bit. So everyone, we have a break until around 7:04 Eastern, 6:04 Central, and 4:04 Pacific. So feel free to use the restroom, take a stretch break, grab a quick snack, and jump back on in around 7 to 8 minutes. Thanks, everyone. Hey, everyone, take 30 seconds to a minute to come back. And again, if you are an alumni or you are on the young professional track, we posted the link to that track in the chat for your convenience. Otherwise, everyone else here should be on the Siqing track. We'll get started in a couple of seconds. All right, let's go ahead and get started now. I'm now going to pass it over to Marilyn and Evelyn to take us on this class.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Steve. Hi, everyone. My name is Marilyn, and I'm from the UC Davis TCCA chapter in the Northwest region. I served as last year's chapter president, and I'll be senior advisor this coming fall. I'll be graduating this December with a BS in computer engineering.
And hi everyone, I'm Evelyn and I'm the current co-president for Seattle's Siqing chapter. And I'll be a senior at the University of Washington this autumn. So welcome to the first class of this year's leadership conference. To start this off, we'll be looking at you inside out in order to understand what makes you you.
So before we begin, please go to slido.com, link in the chat. With this number, join as a participant. You can scan the QR code as well. We'll be conducting a few polls throughout this class, so we'd love to see your responses. We'll just wait a few moments for y'all to get on there. Alrighty. So one of the most important parts of being an officer in a leadership position, not only in TC, but in any group, is working together with other people. Learning more not only about your own personality types, but also about other different personality types is super important and part of facilitating efficient, productive, and harmonious teams.
And in this class, we hope that everyone will gain a better understanding of the possible strengths and weaknesses of their personality type, how it plays into working with others, and also establish goals to work on when engaging in teamwork and leadership.
Earlier, each of you have taken the 16 personality test, or the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Test, Mbti for short. It's an introspective self-report questionnaire indicating differing psychological preferences in how people perceive the world and make decisions. Hopefully you'll all have an idea of what type you might belong to. And soon on Slido, we'll ask you what your MBTI type is. So get ready to answer when it pops up.
So most of you probably know of the movie Inside Out, which we named this class in reference to, because in the movie, the emotions in each person are personified by 5 little characters in their heads. So similar to that, we can also imagine the 4 different aspects of our personality as 4 little characters, and according to the 4 categories of the MBTI test.
As a side note, we'd like to add that you may find that this test doesn't describe you fully, and that's totally fine. We'd like to provide you with this possible tool that may aid you and your officer team in the future. This is also an exercise that shows us the diversity and the uniqueness of every person. And we hope that this lesson can help you understand and work better with your teammates.
All right, we'll be giving a brief overview of the 4 different categories that characterize the personality differences in the MBTI types. So here are a couple of links to some detailed information about each type if you would like to learn more specifics, such as common strengths and weaknesses. So before we dive in, let's go ahead and see what everyone's personality type is.
So go ahead and answer this question on Slido. And as a reminder, if you haven't already done so, please go to slido.com and answer with the code 589936, or you can scan the QR code. So it looks like we have some answers coming in, which is super great. All right. Let's wait until we hit at least 40 to 45. Okay, so it looks like they don't all show, but wow, looks like the NFJ types are very common. That's interesting. Wait a little bit longer for people to answer. INFJ is supposed to be the first. Looks like we have a very rare group here. That's amazing. Oh wow, ISFJ is going up ahead. Oh, neck and neck with ENFP and ENFJ. Wow. All right. Couple more people. Let's see the other results. All right. So it looks like so far the most, oh, okay. Wow. Oh, the extroverts are coming in strong. Okay. So neck and neck, it looks like the NFJ types, extrovert and introverts. It looks like extroverts are winning out by a little bit. So yeah, that's really interesting. And it looks like the most rare types of our group is INTJ, ISTP, and ESFJ. That's really interesting. All right, thank you so much for sharing, everyone.
Right, thanks everyone for your responses. So now, we'll go ahead and talk about a brief breakdown of the 4 different categories.
So first up, we have extroversion versus introversion. Most people probably already have a pretty good idea about the differences between these two. They give a general idea of how you interact with the world around you and where you get your energy from. So basically, extroverts tend to be more outward turning and action oriented, and they enjoy more frequent social interaction. They're also energized after spending more time with others. And on the other hand, we have introverts, and they tend to be a little bit more inward turning and thought oriented. They enjoy deep, meaningful social interactions and are recharged after spending time alone. So now we have another Slido for you. This is just E versus I. Go ahead and answer. Looks like so far more introverts than extroverts. Wow, that's actually a pretty big margin, 70-30%. All right, interesting. Wait a little bit longer for everyone to respond. All right, looks like that's mostly everyone. Wow, so about 2/3 of us are introverts and the other third are extroverts. Very interesting. All right, that's awesome. Let's move on.
Right, moving on to the next category, it's sensing versus intuition. So this type indicates how you gather information from the world around you and what type of information you trust best. For those who have the sensing or the S type, they tend to pay more attention to reality or especially information gathered from their own senses. They care about facts and details, and they likely enjoy getting hands-on experience. And for those who have the intuition or the N type, they tend to pay more attention to patterns and impressions. They enjoy thinking about possibilities, imagining the future, and abstract theories. So now we have another slide over you. Just go ahead and answer whether you're S or N type. So it looks like so far we have more people of the N type. It's 80-20. Oh, it's 70-30. Oh, it looks about the similar ratio to the introvert extrovert. We are at 69% intuition and 31% S-type people. That's interesting. Okay, now to the next category.
So now we have the third set, thinking versus feeling. So T and F indicate your decision-making tendencies and processes. People with T tend to be more consistent, logical, and impersonal when it comes to decisions. And people with F might be more likely to consider people and emotions to reach conclusions. So now again, we're going to go on Slido and go ahead and answer. Wow, that's a pretty high ratio there, 80%.
It's growing. Oh, it's 80, about 80.
Yeah, just about 80. Awesome. That's really cool. That's very interesting. It seems like our group is very like tends to be on one side on everything. That's really cool.
We don't have like a 50-50 split or anything. We're just like
No.
all the way on one side.
That's really
Right.
cool.
And last but not least, we have one more category. And this category is judging versus perceiving. And it shows you how you interact with the outside world and your lifestyle, so to speak. So the judging or J-type people tend to be more structured and firm in their decisions and perspectives. And the perceiving or P-type people, they tend to be more open, flexible, and adaptable in that regard. So we've got another poll for you guys. So go ahead and answer in the Slido. Are you J-type or P-type? Wow, so it looks like we're also leaning towards the judging type. So we're at 70% J-type versus 30% P-type. We're like really leaning on one side, like in this group, like in our 4 categories.
Oh, for sure.
That's
I think
like
the
kind of
lowest,
interesting.
yeah,
Like
I think the lowest
towards
is like
one side.
60 something percent. That's the lowest ratio. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much for answering. So moving on, being able to cooperate with harmony and unity in a team reflects values in a Tzu setting. And as Tzu leaders, it's our job to facilitate these interactions with our teams.
We encourage everyone to not assume any type is superior to any other type, because each personality has its own strengths and weaknesses. And the important thing is to be aware of those strengths and weaknesses, to be understanding, and to be able to work with all different types of people.
In most situations, we don't get to choose the people that we volunteer or work with. So we adapt and adjust to cooperate as a team. And we should remind ourselves that working with different kinds of people lends the opportunity for you to grow as well.
And we hope that you can take what you learned from this class and apply them to your chapter before you begin the school year to help you in organizing your team before starting work together. Our goal is to show you a tool that can aid you in your efforts to run an effective officer team and to learn to have a cohesive, collaborative, and compatible group.
So now you'll get a chance to discuss and think about the different types and how that might impact working with others. So for our first breakout room session, take about 1 minute each to introduce yourself and briefly share with the group your personality type and list some strengths and weaknesses. Then reflect on your own leadership and teamwork experiences, such as successful or unsuccessful experiences, mistakes, or even misunderstandings. Think about how these experiences can connect to the characteristics that you just learned about earlier and how you might have handled the situation differently with this new information. Each breakout room will have a wonderful facilitator to lead the discussion. So please share and discuss, and we'll see you back here in 15 minutes.
I don't have a breakout room assignment.
Yeah, same.
And we're all in the main room, being led by Evelyn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so hi guys. So for this breakout room, we're gonna go around and like share your MBTI type and then kind of like reflect on how you think that, the type that you got reflects your own understanding of your own personality. But for the first, we can like go around and introduce briefly, like 30 seconds, your name, your chapter, and college year, and your TC officer position, if you have one. So I am Evelyn, and I'm in Seattle chapter. I'm going to be a senior in University of Washington here, and I am also going to be the president of my school chapter for the following year. And someone want to volunteer to briefly introduce yourself?
I can go. Hi, everyone. My name is Alan. I am from Texas A&M University. and I recently graduated. I am, I guess, the local boomer now, like the senior advisor to our chapter. I think that's it, right? Okay, maybe I'll popcorn to someone. I'll popcorn to Manda. Would you like to share?
Hi guys, my name is Manda and I'm part of the UT Austin chapter. I'm a rising sophomore at the University of Texas at Austin. And yeah, I'll popcorn to Michelle.
Hi everybody, my name is Michelle. I'm an upcoming sophomore at the University of California in Irvine. In my chapter, I'm going to be the secretary/treasurer. And then I'll popcorn to Noor.
Hello, my name is Noor. I'm a fourth year, rising fourth year, whatever you want to call it. In fact, I have class in like 10 days. It's so sad. Anyway, fourth year neuroscience major at Ohio State, and I'm the current chapter president. Yes, the Ohio, yeah, you know, I appreciate that. All right, I'll pass it on to Kingston.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Kingston, and I'm currently living in Vancouver, BC, Canada. And I just graduated from high school, so that's it, I think.
That's cool. Are you going to join the TC chapter where you're going in college?
I think so, but in Canada, especially in West Coast, we have complete different situation like you guys in US, because we don't have that many people in TC right now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm sorry for mispronouncing it, but Anindita, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Hi, I'm Anindita. I'm a rising senior as well, and my university is University of Maryland, College Park. And my major is environmental health policy.
And are you going to be an officer in your TC chapter?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be president next year.
That's good. Another fellow president. All right, so we can go around and share like your MBTI type and then what strengths and weaknesses that you've learned from that. And also like, is there any, how you think that reflects on your own personality? So I am ISTJ type, which is the logistician. And I get a strength according to a website is that I'm like responsible and practical, which is good for being a TC president, I guess. But weaknesses will be like also kind of related to that, which is that I can be pretty stubborn, which is also true because reading that, I feel like that's kind of reflects on what I do in my own chapter, which is like I try my best to get things done, but I also get easily annoyed when people don't get things done on time. But yeah, right. And I can popcorn it over to Noor.
All right. Yeah, so my personality type is ISFJ. I think it's ISFJ-T. Yeah, so I guess one of my strengths that I definitely think I don't know, one of the personality type strengths that's listed is reliable and patient, and I think I'm pretty reliable and pretty patient, I guess. And I do tend to be really meticulous, like sometimes to a fault. Maybe I'm overly cautious at times, but yeah. And then in my chapter at Ohio State, I'll take on a lot of tasks myself, and I don't like to like only halfway complete them and then finish the rest later. I like to like go through the whole thing, like but yeah. And then in terms of weaknesses, were we supposed to do weaknesses as well?
Yeah, you can go ahead and share.
Okay. I'll go real quick. I think maybe overload themselves. Sometimes I do that. I take on too many tasks and then I panic. But yeah, all right, I'll pass it on to Michelle.
Okay, so my type is INFJ, which is the advocate. And one of my strengths is being creative. So I like to find like different solutions that fit out for different situations or different types of people. And then one of my weaknesses is that I'm reluctant to open up. So I value honesty, but I'm more private. So I try to keep most of things to myself unless I feel like they would be beneficial to the whole group. I'll pass it to Amanda.
I'm an ENFJ, which is the protagonist. And one of the strengths is being reliable. And I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but I'm the program manager for UT this upcoming school year. So like the members and like our big sibs, I'll be like the bridge between the officers and our members. So I feel like that's true or like describes me in a way. And then a weakness is being like overly empathetic, which is, I guess it's true also, but like whenever other officers or like just people in our club come to me with their problems, I will like kind of take it as my own. And so yeah. I'll pass it to Alan.
I took the test beforehand and I got INFJT. So the same as Michelle. I think she shared pretty concisely as to the strengths and weaknesses. I guess I also want to make the addendum that I think sometimes I can be a bit volatile with what my personality is. I tend not to take these tests because they always give me something different. But I think that's important to note, I guess, when I work with people, I maybe tell them like, I guess I have sort of mood swings. Sometimes I'll be very decisive in my decisions. Sometimes I'll be a bit more like, I need to think about this. But communicating with this to them, I think helps people that I work with to understand how to work with me a bit better. Cool. So I'll pass it to Anandita.
So my personality type is commander. So it's, I believe, ENTJ TJ-T. And so a lot of it is definitely being decisive or kind of wanting to manage things and keep in order. So there's a lot of me trying to make sure things are getting run. And I know a pro with that is if I'm dead set on something getting done and getting run, it will probably get done or get run. But the con is definitely that I also take on a lot more sometimes than I can handle at one time, which leads to like that endless spiral of panic and then nothing getting done. But yeah. Who has not gone yet?
I think Kingston hasn't gone yet, right? You
Okay.
want to go?
Sure. So my personality type is campaigner. Yeah, which is ENFP. So one of my strengths is enthusiastic, and I think I'm an excellent communicator, but sometimes I talk too much. People think sometimes I talk too much, but yeah. And so I'm a little bit nervous because usually I don't really attend those like these kind of a conference. I mean, usually I don't attend the conference like that, which is like virtual conference. So I'm a little bit nervous. Sorry about that.
No, you're totally good. I totally feel like being like kind of nervous about interacting with people over a Zoom screen, but as a lot of people have probably also have, we've had a lot of practice at that over the past year. So you'll definitely get there.
I prefer in person. So.
Yeah, I know, I definitely feel.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like we have like a lot of J-type people in here, I think. And yeah, like we've heard a lot of sharing about reliability, or just like the had tendency to like get things done, but also kind of like take on too much stuff. I think a lot of us can relate to that. And the next question that we would like you to think about is that, do you think that you have had any experiences or anything that's happened in working with your own chapter, or with even outside of TC too, like anything that's happened that might have been related to any of these qualities that you mentioned? And are there any like successful or unsuccessful experiences that might align with the personality characteristics that you just talked about? And how might you have handled those situations differently now that you know, or you are like aware of these strengths or weaknesses? And mine, I can go first. So mine is like when our chapter had like this huge veggie fair thing back in it was 2019 it was like the year before everything went down. So it was during my sophomore year, and it was our first time doing such a big event. I was not the president back then. I was like the media officer, so I was running around with the camera, but I was also trying to get too many other things done because I was leading the marketing team at that time. So I was trying to like pitch the thing on social media and everything. And we had like arguments and stuff. We had like some misunderstandings happen. Basically, we assigned one person in the marketing team to do one thing, and we also assigned, they like misunderstood the same thing to be assigned to a different person. So that was like, and I was trying to get stuff done, so I didn't do very well. I wasn't very patient in communicating with them. So knowing what I know now about being like stubborn and also like kind of a little too responsible, I would say what I would have done was to try to like calm everyone down, like like mindfully calm everyone down and get everyone to sit down and talk. Right? I'm gonna popcorn it to Michelle.
So I'm kind of new to like being an officer for this, but I think one of my weaknesses that I mentioned also before is like just being reluctant to open up. And I think this really hindered me recently because I had to get used to like my new role. And because I felt bad about asking like the previous treasurer or anybody else to help me, I took like a long time figuring out how to do things. And then when I was given a task, I still didn't really know how to do it, that I didn't want to like say anything. And then I ended up like not doing it too well. So I had to continue to ask for help. And I think that's something I need to work on, like asking for help when I need to, instead of just keeping it to myself.
I'm hearing the tail end of some people sharing. That sounded wonderful. I don't know who that was, but so now let's wait a little bit longer for people to come in from the breakout rooms.
Right. So it's okay if you didn't get the chance to finish sharing. You can like have a little time later because we'll be going back into our breakout rooms. But yeah, so welcome back for now. I'm sure you all had really interesting discussions. But for now, for our second activity, we'll be sending you all back into your breakout rooms, and we'll all take like 3 to 4 minutes to write down some specific goals that you wish to accomplish or work on. And regarding some personality type characteristics you just learned regarding your MBTI type. So for example, if I realize that I'm a good listener, my goal can be continue to be a good listener in discussions and be a model for others. or if I've learned that I have a tendency to be like more judgmental towards things, then my goal could be keep an open mind towards new things before passing judgment. Then take 5 minutes to share the goals that you wrote down in your breakout rooms, and then we'll bring everyone back for the final part of the class. So see you all back here in 8 minutes. Yeah.
Sorry, give me a second to randomize the groups again.
Do we want to keep the same groups as before? Or is it like possible?
I already reset it, I'm sorry.
Oh, then yeah. All right.
Make me friends.
Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
I just need to double check. We have a facilitator in each group.
In the meantime, you can feel free to start thinking about the goals that you want to.
Yeah, go ahead and think about what you learned, and is there anything in particular you want to work on? Or, I mean, it can be something you want to work on, or it can be something that you know that you are able to do and just want to keep doing. If you learn that you have a tendency to be more responsible, or you have if you've learned that a characteristic of your type is responsibility, then you can be like, okay, I want to keep being keep being responsible and being able to get things done on time, kind of things like that. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm ready to break us up.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Welcome to the main room, guys.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Oh my gosh. That always happens. All right, let me stop sharing just so that we can kind of see each other. Okay, cool. So yeah, just spend like 3 minutes thinking about what goals you want to achieve. So yeah, quiet time. All right, 30 more seconds. Oh, never mind. Thanks, Alan. All right. Is everyone ready? Okay, cool. Does anyone want to share out their goals? If not, I can always start, but I would like to open the floor first. Oh, until Josh, okay.
I've only thought of 2 right now, but I guess I'll share. My first one is to be able to talk more, to meet new people. And I'm always not really like the type to like voluntarily go out and reach out to new people. So I guess as a public relations, I would have to do that. So I kind of have to like force myself. But I would like to be more comfortable doing that. So, and then my second goal is be more comfortable presenting in general meetings. Because I don't really like presentations and it always gets me nervous. So I guess if I can overcome that, then it'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely. I think with practice, reaching out to people gets a little easier over time. So good luck on that journey. I believe in you. Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. Anyone else would like to share? Wait, because of time, I'll share one of mine because it can go in like response to Josh's of like him wanting to meet new people. I'm also like the social PR chair of my chapter. So I'm definitely someone you can reach out to automatically. And yeah, one of my goals was also to meet new people. And another goal was to like connect multiple chapters across America. And so it'll definitely be on the list of people I'll send messages to and reach out to. But yeah, we can let someone else share. Thanks, Estella.
And I think I'll do it right now. So my first goal is bring more people in to TC in Canada because we don't have that many people like you guys in US. And second one is talk to more people and practice my presentation skill. And the last one is build a bridge between Canada and United States. I mean, in Tzu, yeah. That's it.
Thanks, Kingston. Sorry, Selena. I want to say Selena, not Estella. I'm sure you get that a lot. All right. In the interest of time, let's do Michelle.
Okay, I actually had similar goals to like Joshua, where I want to become like more extroverted, I guess, and meet new people and just build more connections because I'm usually like very introverted and I don't really talk to a lot of people. So that's one of my goals. The second goal that I have is asking for help when needed, because I usually just like to try to figure things out by myself. And then it actually takes a while. So I could just save a lot of time if I ask other people for help instead. And then for my third goal, it's to find a better way to be able to balance all the things that I have going on in my life, whether it's like balancing clubs or social life or like schoolwork.
That's great, Michelle. Yeah, I totally agree with the asking for help because honestly, people are generally like very kind and willing to help. So yeah, because I had to ask. Thank you so much. Let's do Stephen.
All right, so let me begin with my personality type. I am a ISTP. So I was comparing my results with a previous test that I took a while back. And the last one was 88% introverted, and this one was 91% introverted. So I can definitely relate to everyone that's introverted, and that I also need practice, learning how to talk to people. And that was one of my goals. One of my weaknesses was insensitive. And the reason for that is that we're very logical people, right? So that's something that I always have to be mindful of when I'm talking to people about how I come off and like how people will understand me, or like try not to be too offensive or come off too confrontational. All right, I think I'll just share that. Pass to
Great.
the next
Thanks
one.
for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's so interesting that you're like 90% introverted. But I feel like I'm like 90% extroverted, so I'm like complete opposite. That's hilarious. All right, some people are coming into the room now, but we are letting people stay in the room. So I'm going to open up the floor to anyone who's here back in the main room. Would you like to share any goal that you'd like to achieve?
I can share. This is less about the personality specifically, but I shared in my previous room that I often get different results for my personality tests. And I know this is because I have acute mood swings, and it has affected my relationships over the years, but I've gotten better at it, but I seek to get even better at it because I think to become a better leader, I need to have a better control or at least understanding of when I can't really trust myself, if that makes sense. There have been times I think that I may have made really rash decisions because I did not monitor myself accordingly. So that's a bit of a personal sharing, but hopefully maybe can inspire maybe others to also think about like, hey, things are tough, but it's a work in progress, right? For all of us.
Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing, Alan. Yeah, for sure. Like this personality type is not, end all be all. People tend to actually change their personality type like over like a couple of months or years. So your personality type now might not be the same as what you might test like in the future, like 2 months ahead or like even 2 months back. So yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, thank you everyone. So looks like we're still waiting for a couple people. Okay, it looks like we have most people back. All right, let me go ahead and share the screen. All right, so now we have one more Slido. We hope that you had really cool goals and we'd like you to just type in Slido what one of your goals may be, or maybe you can put all three. So go ahead, we'll give you a few moments to type that out. Once you submit, it should show up on the screen. Being more open-minded when things don't go to plan. Stop avoiding confrontation.
That's a good one.
These are good ones. Wow. Oh, wow. There's so many. Be more open. I'm sorry if I don't read yours. Allocate time to the UCSD. Go Tritons. Nice. Connect more people across Canada and America. Encourage more people to take leadership roles. Very important. Set boundaries. Yes, that's very important. Get ready to get criticized. That's very important to kind of be
ask for help
open.
when needed. I feel like that's a really good one, an important one to learn.
For sure. These are all really good goals. I'm very proud of y'all. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Nice.
Important.
Flexible.
Avoid self-isolation. Especially in COVID times, it's so easy to get like boxed up and forget about everything else. So
for sure. Work to resolve disagreements with group members early and whether they come up. Yep, that's very important. That relates to communication. Balance real life and PC work. Balance between being determined and open-minded. Don't overwork yourself. Okay to say no. Be more mindful like Roger. I agree. Roger Cho. Be a better communicator. More trusting. # self-care. Lean on each other for support.
For a lot of us.
Definitely organize. Don't take criticism to the heart. Yeah. Learn how to kind of take a hit sometimes and self-evaluate. Be kind to yourself, but also be kind to yourself. It's a balance. It's hard, but stop procrastination. Yeah, these are great goals. Amazing. Thank you guys all so much for sharing. That's great.
Thank you guys for the awesome goals. And yeah, I feel like a lot of them, a lot of people can relate to maybe different people's goals, and such as like trying to focus more on being better at communication, or to like lean on people more, not be afraid to ask for help, or to like work more with people and to get stuff done instead of trying to get stuff done on our own. And yeah, also to get done, maybe stop procrastination, and also to like take better care of ourselves, communicate more with people, stuff like that. So yeah. All right.
Thank you all for sharing. So we hope you all had a really inspiring and meaningful discussion in your breakout rooms, and hopefully you have these written down to work on these goals. So remember to keep these goals in mind, or simply have them written down where you can access them easily, such as on a post-it note, and continue to work on them as you move into more teamwork and leadership roles in your TC chapters, as well as other team environments in the future, such as in school, work, or even your daily life. We hope that you had fun and learned something new about yourself. So thank you so much. And now back to you, Steve.
Great. Thanks, Marilyn and Evelyn. I'm going to share my screen now. Thank you again, Marilyn and Evelyn, for the wonderful class. I really enjoyed hearing you all reflect on your leadership styles, how those leadership styles may align with your results from the Myers-Briggs test, as well as then how can we use that understanding to further our leadership in our respective chapters and communities. So thank you for participating. With that, our first day of conference will officially come to a close. Before I share our end of conference reminders, I want to invite you all to join in an interfaith prayer. Let us find peace in our own hearts and send blessings out to those who are hurting in the world. We know the pandemic is still ravaging many parts in the States, as well as many countries and places around the world. And so let's come together and send a powerful message to those affected by and suffering as a result of this pandemic and natural disasters around the world. Let's let them know that we're thinking of them, we're praying for them, and most importantly, we're acting in our own ways to quickly and safely as possible, do whatever we can to end this pandemic. The prayer video, so a nice little song video, will call on us to unite our mind and our hearts and to send loving energy and strength to those who may be suffering. And it reminds us every day to be humble, to be compassionate, and to be giving in these uncertain times. So I now invite you to join your palms and listen to the prayer together. As always, if you would like to send your blessings and good thoughts in a different manner or tradition, please feel free to do so.
Oh, Steve, sound.
Oops, sorry about that. Let me reshare my screen. Or let me just hit this. Start over.
My heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners
Steve, we couldn't hear you.
All right, you guys can hear me now, right? Okay. So my AirPods just died and I didn't know what happened. So a couple of notes, end of day reminders. First is that we would like to invite you to continue some of the conversations that you've had, to continue to hang out with us and our TCCA Discord server. I'm going to pass it over to Brian to talk a little bit about what's happening this evening on the Discord. So Brian?
Yeah, so in the email that y'all may have that y'all received for conference, there should have been a link to the Discord, but I'll also post it again in the Zoom. So this is our US TCCA Discord, and after we end in a couple of minutes here, a couple of us are going to be on the Discord until whenever we feel like logging off to play a couple of games. So there will be browser-based games, but we can also set up rooms for downloadable games. I know some of the planning team plays League of Legends and Valorant if y'all attendees want to play with us. But there will also be plenty of browser-based games if you just want to meet other people as well. So we invite y'all to come hang out for however long as y'all want. Feel free to even pop in later if you can. But let me post the Discord link in the chat again. As for logistics, once you click on the link, you'll be taken to the welcome channel. All you'll have to do is read through what's in that welcome channel. There'll be a little message with an introductory green check mark. You'll click the green check mark and then you'll get access to the rest of the channels. The channels we'll be using tonight is in a category called special events.
Great, thanks, Brian. And the Discord invite link should pop up in the chat very, very soon. There it is. The other reminder is that tomorrow's conference session will start at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, and 11:30 a.m. Pacific. It is earlier than when today's conference session started. We have more classes planned. We're really excited to share those classes with you. So we look forward to seeing you all on Zoom then. The Zoom room will open 15 minutes prior to the session beginning. And then if you are listening on YouTube right now, the YouTube live stream will also begin 15 minutes prior to the conference start. We want to thank you again for attending today's conference, and we will see you here tomorrow. And so as we conclude, we want to conclude with the three vows. So again, the three vows represent our respect to those mentors and guides that have come before us. And so if you could join us in whatever manner that you would want in these three vows. So if everyone could please rise. Put your palms together. First vow. Second vow. Final vow. All right, please be seated. All right, thank you again all for joining. Hope to see you on the Discord. Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.